Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings LA, the 6:30 edition. Ready to crush the weekend? You made it to the weekend, and tomorrow is the weekend, and AOC has an issue about numbers as well. She saw Joe Biden's plan last night and said, $2,000 is $2,000. It's not $1,400. $2,000 is a stimulus check that you open up and it says $2,000 on it. It doesn't say $1,400 on it. In this video, I'll be going over the big $10,000 that could be landing your bank account in the next few days, and I'll be turning to the $1,400 that Joe wants to make it sound like it's $2,000 that AOC has a problem about. I have a problem about it as well. And I'll be going over everything in third stimulus package that Joe Biden discussed last night. Now, ultimately, it's not law yet. It could get changed. But you and I know how to get to the finish line, and the finish line keeps on moving. But our focus is get there. And with that, let's get ready to rock and roll. This is Early Mornings LA Light. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA. How are you? The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and I'm real excited for the weekend. The bugs are just going crazy today. I don't know why. I think they smell the daffodils. But, I'm real excited for what is in store for us in third stimulus package. If you've not subscribed, please do. Also, like this video and hit the alert button and consider becoming a Calcino member, whether it's a Calcino VIP, Purple Hawk, or Purple Power member. And over there is an instant premiere. It's an instant premiere. As an instant premiere, you can chat with your Purple Power buddies. It's featured every day on Early Mornings LA, on the morning show before this, and this one as well. Chat about what you think about the third stimulus package. Chat about what you think what's going on with EIDL and SBA and more. And with that, I have so much exciting news in this video. I'm going to go over the EIDL surprise, and I'm going to be going over the third stimulus package as well. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as we start the new morning is that my sources say that you could be getting the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant shortly. This is really exciting. These are for viewers who in 2020 applied for the SBA EIDL grant, which said on the application you'll be paid within 3 calendar days, and that you'll get the full $10,000 grant and never got it. May have gotten part of it or gotten none of it. My sources say that you could be within a few days getting an email that says, "Hi, here I am. Confirm. Go to this website for SBA and confirm your banking information and your personal your applicant information because we're ready to pay you $10,000. $10,000 of a stimulus check." Can it be true? I mean, this is what the reports are saying. Now, the reports are also saying that the SBA website, sba.gov, is going to change a lot. Boy, every single 4 hours the website has been changing over the last 2 days. It adds this page, it changes the wording on this page, it changes the application here. I'm hearing that they're all preparing to do second stimulus grants for low-income business, community businesses, and for agricultural businesses. So get ready for that. We still have not seen the details of Joe Biden's EIDL. I'm hearing that I have been reporting for 3 weeks that Biden was going to give you the remainder of the $10,000 EIDL grant under his package. That would singularly, be absolutely incredible. But we haven't seen his bill. Last night we heard about the bill, and he said in his press conference there will be money for small businesses who have been hurt by the pandemic and also for new businesses to get started going forward. He also said there'll be some money for artificial intelligence. Was he referring to Jovita Carranza with that? If you did not hear my exclusive on this channel, Jovita Carranza is now gone. Gone, not, gone, just gone from SBA. Yesterday was her final day. You're only here on this channel. So that means that there's a new era signaling the entrance of Biden's replacement who wants to give you every dollar you're owed. She does not subscribe to Javier Carranza's $1,000 per employee situation. So that is really, really, really good news. All right, now let's turn to Biden's stimulus. He announced during a press conference from Delaware on Thursday night during prime time a sort of, imagery, adverb, adjective-rich press conference. What I expected very sort of flowing words and not a lot of detail. I expected you and America, the beautiful and the brave, and not a lot of like, is it retro? Is it who applies, the employer or me? I didn't expect that type of press conference, and sure enough, I was right. It was very sort of free form. He talked about certain groups a lot. Teachers, like every 10 seconds he talked about teachers. He whispered a lot. Whisper. His viewers said it was a little creepy. It was a little creepy. It was dramatics in a very sort of creepy way. But that's how he talked. And everyone was like on the edge of their chair waiting for the next thing to come out, which sometimes did not come out. We did not hear about student loan debt forgiveness. And yet, last Friday, a week ago today, he said he was going to have $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness in his bill. That was item number one. He did not say a $2,000 stimulus check, which Chuck Schumer said the day before would have in there, plus the Cash Act. AOC came out and slammed it shortly after the press conference, said, you just announced $1,400, which was from last year, which is sort of like Trump stimulus. That's not $2,000. That's $1,400. What type of math is that? Is that Larry Kudlow math? Well, she didn't say that. I said that. But that is basically what she said. She said $1,400 is not $2,000. It's $1,400. So suddenly that was another switcheroo. There was no multiple stimulus checks. There was nothing. And so we started to see a pattern. The pattern started to become more tangled. And so let me explain where we are today. You have to wait for the bill. You absolutely have to wait for the bill. I've been telling you that for days. A press conference during prime time, during, the best time slot in the American time frame to get people excited about person, to start your presidency, is not a time to say, hey, you're going to have FPUC retro at $600 a week from January. He's not going to do that. He's going to tone it down. But he certainly also didn't mention other things as you wanted to sort of hear. So let me go over what was said and what was not said. What was said? $1,400 adults, a married couple double it, children the same amount, adult dependents $2,000 because you never got a stimulus check. The retro stimulus check back to the CARES Act one, $1,200 for adult dependents because you're excluded. Then money for hazard pay. Didn't say who. Didn't say how much, didn't say how you apply, didn't say who applies, didn't say anything about it. Then business grants. Grants for businesses, and businesses that are new and businesses old. That's about as vague as he could be. He didn't say anything other than that. Business old, business new, gives some grants. That was it. That was some detail there. Yeah, I love that detail. Crush the detail. No mention of the $2,400 of SSI. No mention of the 20% increase for SSI. No mention of the new benchmark for SSI. And then it started to continue. FPUC, $400 a week to December. Well, what about, didn't mention it. PUA and UI going forward to December 14th. Well, what about, didn't mention it. So is there no retro or just forgot to mention it? Not particularly clear. No CDC grant, no Lifeline grant. There is an eviction moratorium. There is a mortgage forbearance. There is rent. And then he said the most ridiculous thing you could possibly imagine. He's going to have rent for 14 million Americans. Yeah, 14 million Americans. It's just like the size of half of 2 blocks in New York City. What's 14 million Americans? 14, you mean 14 million Los Angelinos, 14 million New Yorkers, 14 million, Miami-Dade County residents. What's 14 million? That's like nothing. Are you kidding me? What is that? That rent grant will be gone like that fast. And it extension of SNAP to December of this year. And child care as well. And that was it. I told you that was good. I prepared you. I said he was not going to give you details, you know. He may not remember the details. B, he doesn't want to bore people. C, he wants to get people sort of like excited about him. And numbers bore people, unlike you and me. They actually excite me, those numbers, especially when they're really delicious numbers. When I don't hear numbers, I get a little bit itchy. So that's where we landed. So what do I think is going to happen? I think it's gonna get butchered to death, actually. I just see this bill getting butchered to death. I just think it sounds like it's going all of the wrong directions. I personally, if I was sitting, people ask me what would you do? I would just butcher it to death. I have a lot of problems with the bill. First problem I have with the bill is I know your wife's a doctor, and I know you mention doctors every 10 seconds in the press conference. It was actually a little bit ridiculous at one point. But why are you dedicating nearly, I think it was like 20% of the bill, to retrofit schools for new air conditioning duct systems, to reopen schools within 100 days when we're in the middle of the pandemic and everyone's dying? I don't know any parent that wants to put their kids in school so the kids can die when there's no vaccine for kids, by the way. Um, just have kids do remote learning until the fall when the vaccine has been fully deployed and the adults have been vaccinated. It doesn't make sense. Why are you spending all of our money on a short-term fix for a situation that's not going to go on for a very long time? It sounds like spending a lot of money on a short-term problem. That was the first thing I had an issue with. Second, I didn't understand why FPUC is going to December of this year if he thinks the pandemic's over, the summer. If he thinks that the economic recovery of this country will be fully normal and back to normal by the summer, well, then why are you doing FPUC to December? You should be going back to FPUC to July and then bring it up to the president, then go to June or something. Why are you going that July, August, September, October, November? That's 5 months. Why are you going forward those 5 months? Go back 5. Well, you don't even have to go back 5 months. Go back 5 months. I didn't understand the direction he was going on. It made no sense. Of course, why is there no SSI and SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and veterans? That is just mind-blowing. And then I don't understand the whole logic of his numbers. He said that a stimulus check of $1,400 will put a roof over your head and pay your food and put because you're hungry. Excuse me? You've been waiting for a stimulus check since May of 2020. When the original Stimulus CARES Act 1 bill had 3 stimulus checks, March, April, May, it was taken out for April, May, so you're left with nothing but just March. So actually, you've been waiting since April of 2020, and now he wants to give you a total of $2,000 to cover you from April 2020 to 2021? Are you kidding me? It's crazy. It's crazy. That's not stimulus. As Larry Kudlow once said, a stimulus check this late in the game is not a stimulus check. It's an assistance check, or what do you say? It's just like a cash infusion. It doesn't stimulate anyone. What's $1,400 doesn't stimulate anyone? At this point, people are already homeless. They're very far behind on their bills. $1,400 doesn't do anything. So to think that $1,400 is some wonderful thing, it would be wonderful if this was April 2020. This is January 2021. So I don't want to go too negative on this video, but what I want to say to you is I think that the video is going to get butchered. No, the bill's going to get butchered. I think the bill's going to get butchered. I really do. I just think he's in big trouble with what he's written. I don't think he's going to get Democrats behind it, and I don't think he's going to get Republicans behind it. This is not the bill that I expected was going to come. I don't understand how Nancy Pelosi is going to support it either. It only gave her $300 billion for state and local, which is nothing for Nancy Pelosi. That was categorically rejected. Everything he's doing here doesn't sound sensible. It doesn't sound Republican. It doesn't sound Democratic. It just sounds it sounds out of left field. I mean, maybe he should have gone very Democratic, very progressive on it, and then sort of backed up. But where he's starting now is it looks like it's just going to make a lot of people angry. I would be surprised if there's a fast approval of this because it doesn't make sense in so many places. Now, we haven't seen the bill yet. The progression of this could change quickly, and there may not be a bill yet, or the bill may still be revised based upon the reaction. You know, a lot of people do things so they get the reaction. So he may have been doing this last night to get the reaction, to see how are people reacting to it. And there you go. If you have questions or comments on today's video, drop in the comments below. Next, join me on Morning to LA. I'll have big updates across the board. Subscribe to this channel as well. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay in my life for more.